All right.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to our meeting tonight. Thank you for joining in. I know it's kind of a different location, but thank you everybody for your patience and joining in. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll have a motion to,
No, you just, that's right.
I just closed it up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna do the roll call, right?
Yes.
Okay, take roll call at this time. Margie Hill,
Present.
Patrick Segura,
Present.
Donna Sando. LaDonna Sando. David Toledo, I'm here. Susan Baca. North Bear Fella.
Present.
All right. We have a quorum.
All right. So we'll do this.
So 3A, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go on to 3A now, opening activities. At this time, we'd like to vote on whether to approve the February 12th, 2026 agenda. Do we hear a motion?
It's on the screen right now, let me look.
It's on the screen right now.
Okay. I'll make a motion, this is Margie Krill, I'll make a motion to accept the agenda for February 12th meeting for today.
Okay, thank you.
Now, this is Patrick. I second that.
Okay,
Is North Bear, I second.
okay,
I agree, do you ask everyone if they agree?
okay. Margie agrees, Patrick? You agree, Patrick? Can you see him?
Yeah.
Okay, David Toledo, I agree. North Bear, do you agree?
I agree.
Okay, thank you. And 3B now, we'll vote on whether to approve the January 15, 2026 meeting minutes at this time.
We'll pull those up for you guys right now. Look at that handsome man right there.
Oh, I see my.
I'm gonna bring. Yeah. All right, here's from last time's meeting.
Okay, let me just see. Go there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, please.
Yes, please, 60 here. You see.
This is Patrick. I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. A motion has been made by Patrick at this time. Do I have a second?
Is North Bear, I second.
Okay, thank you, Mr. North Bear. So go right again.
Yeah.
Margie, do you agree with the approval?
I agree.
David Toledo, I agree. That's right.
Yeah, this time.
Oh, and so you'll have to ask Patrick the further.
Oh, Patrick, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Mr. North Bear, you agree?
I agree.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Motion carried. Okay, moving on to number 4, public comment. Is there anybody in the public that would like to make a comment at this time? And all people that are willing to do a comment will have a 3-minute limit.
This is Margie Creel. I'm gonna make a comment. really quick, I just wanted to remind the school that back in, I think it was September, October. That we received some used trophies from a school that was selling them for so much per trophy. And we took all of their trophies for to see if we could refurbish them and reuse them for our activities. Just maybe change the nameplate, their basketball trophies and cross-country trophies and all that. So I just wanted to make sure and ask K-12 County and all if we can give that some money to that school. They were selling them for $5 a trophy. We probably got like 50 trophies or something like that, 50, 60. If we could give, so we'll talk to the finance department. We can give like $150 or something. That school was selling them for their activities fund. So that's my only comment, and we'll talk about it with the finance committee later on. So that's it. That's all I have.
All right,
Hello, Ladon.
you can state to let the record show that.
At this time, we have Ladonna Stando joining us, for the record, to show that.
All right,
It's at 4:42. Ladonna Stando has joined us. Thank you.
So excited on the agenda.
Anybody else for the public comment? That's it? Okay, moving on to item number 5. The finance committee report.
Angie.
Is it possible
Yeah.
to get that session moved a little bit later? Miss Sandra Warner is on her way on top.
Oh,
Yes.
you're right.
Yes.
yeah,
So I'll
Yeah.
make a motion to move the finance report
Yeah.
until Miss Lerner gets here, Angie Lerner gets
yeah,
here.
Greg's here, do you want him to take that on?
So then we'll.
We might move it down the agenda a little bit. Yeah, we can move that
Down
in.
to right.
Okay, no worries.
Before the, after the. Move it down to after the principal's report or before the principal's
So
report?
this is something I'm gonna have to get some stuff, because usually when they accept the agenda, you've already approved the agenda. Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's what I
So
said, yeah.
what we can do is, Greg, would you be willing to just kind of go through just the skinny
yeah.
part of it until Angie gets here?
Kind of like an outline. or something?
Yeah, and I can
Yeah.
give you, I can pull it up here. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah, I can see it through and make sure everyone gets a brief snapshot. Angie will go into some more detail.
Yeah. I can, you just tell me, I'll stop where you want me to stop.
So. So I didn't know that, because the agenda's already been approved, we can't make a motion to change anything or move anything on the agenda, so Greg with K-12 accounting is with us, so he's gonna go ahead and get started while Angie's on her way. Okay, go ahead, Greg.
Yes, so starting off, we have no budget adjustment requests for this time around. And as we can see with our expenditures, we are meeting within the means of our budget. And although we are going to perform some budget maintenance, make sure that we're operating in the green on a fund by function basis. Joe Dan, if you might pause it for a moment. Such budget maintenance is necessary to make sure that we're above $0 and deposited at a fund by functional level. The New Mexico PED often examines that on a quarterly basis when we submit our cash reports. And so as we maintain that budget maintenance, not only will it show that we have money and that we're maintaining correctly, but that we are also ensuring that we are looking positive across the board and for the foreseeable future. Sound good so far?
Yes, good.
That's going good.
So with our current revenues, we are getting some cash back. I'm going to reference some of those in exact form in a different platform here momentarily. But we get our monthly SEG, we make our monthly food claims submissions. We also submit for our requests for reimbursements for our special revenue funds, Title I, Ed Fellows, and the like. Specifically, give me a moment.
You want me to move this down, Rick?
Go ahead and go ahead and keep that on that page.
On this page? Okay.
Yeah, more specifically, we got 4 RFRs, our SEG, and our November food claim. We will see that reflected again within our income statement. Go ahead and scroll down. And stop. If I'm reading correctly, that blue line towards the bottom of that bar graph there notes that we have spent significantly less during the month of January than we have in the prior few fiscal years. That often does with lower student enrollment and staff updates. And as it reflects in our spending per student, that $819,000 figure per year reflects on a 40% basis. Good, keep going.
Stop right there.
Yep. On this reflect that we keep a robust, consistent investment within our classroom, within our teachers, and with our kiddos. So most of the money goes towards there's the salaries and benefits having to do with that. And then we also make sure that we do what we can to keep good stewardship of the building and King's functions, as well as our central business office, as we can see with that 30% portion. And as it remains consistent, there's small percentage changes that happens, but most of the time, a lot of that investment is going into the classroom and it's reflecting with bright young students that learn and grow every single day. Go ahead, keep going. Our fund cash liquidity within our operational fund is 2.42, so we can cover all of our month's expenses around 2.5 times. Not bad for, not bad. A number of those have been our recurring expenses throughout the months. A couple that are featured that are not so routine are LSG at a smaller amount. And then the one for Clifton, Larson, Allen, that one is our last audit invoice. If we do get one more, it will be because of some additional services that we got in performing certain calculations that they don't include within their normal audit progress bills. Several schools across the land who have been audited by CLA or Clifton Larson Allen have that same kind of bill cadence. And then there's our payroll, our benefits, our pension, retiree healthcare, and other fringe benefits. Sorry, those fringe benefits will be next month. And then this is just a very detailed breakout of all those expenditures. We don't need to spend very much time, so Joe and you can just slide it all through them.
Cool.
But does anybody have any questions about some of these expenses?
No, it looks normal.
Yeah. North Bear, Patrick, any thoughts?
No, sir, no questions from me. Thank you.
None for me.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to crank up the speed, Jordan.
All right. Sorry, there's like a little delay here.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna stop in here.
Similar deal, our account summary report will gives a pretty robust snapshot of where we're at a complete account code basis. Since there are bunches of details, anyone can write to Angie and me about what they're seeing. The actuals within the third column and the first column between the YTD and date range highlight what we spent within a year and what all we spent within a month. Some of those monies tend to be on record for us when we do our request for reimbursements, so that way we can measure within lifetime what all money is that we're expecting back. That pertains to any of our funds. Go ahead and stop here for a moment.
Right here.
That pertains to any of our funds, which is like the first number on the very left, the 11,000, for example, except those numbers will be anywhere from 24,000 to our 28,000s. Typically. 21,000s are our food claims. The calculations for those are not the same as our special revenue. So feel free to keep going. And then our statement of revenues and expenditures changing. This is just some of the summaries of account codes, the object and then function codes. Go ahead and stop there for a moment.
Pull me on this page.
Yeah. Pretty small print, I know, but all that data gets summarized within this income statement of revenues and expenditures, impacting fund balance, making sure that our equations are still the same. And that we're reflecting what is we're receiving cross fund, cross function, cross object. Finally, this last I want to go into, feel free to stop here. Our bank reconciliation for the month of January. We tie out to a $0 difference across the board. We got the deposits we were expecting, and our general ledger mirrors between expected and actual. So we are looking really good.
Great.
Our accounts are tying and recs. Yay! Sounds good. Yep. And the rest of those are just summarizing all those as it pertains to our bank statement. So you can feel free to just scroll a little bit quicker through there. There's a lot of details. So that's my skin for the finance packet. I can answer any all questions wherein I can do so. I can field any comments. Fire away.
Do we have any bars tonight?
We do not have any bars tonight.
Great, thank you.
No
Oh,
bars.
cool.
Tell North Bear what a bar is.
It's not the kind that I'm used to going, you know, the tavern and they actually have like a tap and everything. Wrong bars. That's what
Yeah, no. Bars are short for budget adjustment requests. We often submit those to the PED as it pertains to the approved budget, requesting what we need to change to. A few different bar types, not the one Joe is used to, have to do with cleanup, whether we need to increase or decrease by certain functions within a certain budget or pool of money. There are some transfers, whereas if we have enough in operational, we can lend that to our capital outlay funds for certain items. There's an initial budget in case we get like a brand new fund and an award letter. These get submitted by the business manager and by the superintendent or executive director, Joe Dan in this case, go through some levels of approval within program managers, budget analysts with PD, and when that's finalized, then we can get that imputed in our accounting system and start spending and earning money from there, or as needed. Board approval is needed for every budget adjustment request that are needed. There are some that are cash carryover bars, depending on when we share our audit financials, and then there are bars that simply come up as we're doing our routine maintenance.
Good. Thanks, so. With the end of his report, I'm gonna make a motion, okay?
Yes.
So, this is Margie Krill, I'll make a motion to accept the business and office report, business manager's report. All of the cash disbursements and the bank reconciliation.
A motion has been made by Martin Creel. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second has been given by La Donna. All those in favor, say aye.
I will go around and ask everybody.
Okay, I'll go around that. I will say aye. Marty, Ruth,
I agree.
Patrick, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. La Donna,
Yes.
David, I agree. Susan. Absent. North Bear, you agree?
I agree.
Okay, thank you. Motion has been carried.
Yeah.
To the next item.
So we're good with reconciliations, no bars.
No bars, cash disbursements, and bank reconciliation have all been approved. You're good to go.
I'm proud of myself. I almost said I, and that's why at home I have my microphone off because being on a board, when I hear this, it's natural now at this point to just jump in.
So feel free to jump in. Okay, thank you. We'll move down to item number 7, Executive Director's Principals Report. Mr. Joe Dan, please.
All right. So a lot of this I'm kind of just keeping on, not just to, how would I say, report out, but also as a reminder to myself and to the board of what's kind of going on in the school. We still want to get this chess club off the ground, but I have not heard back from the gentleman that was supposed to be helping us with it. It's a volunteer basis, so it's hard for me to hold anybody accountable for that. I'm just gonna reach out to him and see. I don't know that offering it every Friday would be beneficial for him. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe every other would be great. And I may offer him another day to come in. It's hard because we have after school programming from 3:30 to 4:30. And
Mr.
so
Farwell, right, Mr. Farwell?
yeah, and I don't want to interfere with those programs and take those kids away because it's important for our funding for that too. So you might want to text Angie and just let her know that we cleared out so she's not having to rush.
Yeah, I think so.
So I just want to put that on there. Students of the month, we'll get our new students of the month for the month of January. Remember, we wait till the end of the month to nominate. And so if
You put that.
Yeah.
Like, because we don't get an email that has student of the month, is it just put on the website?
Yeah, exactly. So I know in the past, again, boards, because we didn't have a lot of this opportunity to do what we do here. I'm at the will of the board, just to remind you guys. So if there's something you want, just ask me. I'm modeling of how I operate with the other school that I'm with, as well as how other schools operate. And I don't feel like it's the best use, just throwing this out there. I don't feel like it's the best use of my time to be doing those little things when they're already there. But on our website, if you go to the front page and you scroll down, we have our students of the month. They're posted front and center. So we have these individuals who have done a great job.
For each grade, each person for each grade?
So we're doing them per teacher.
Oh, good.
Right, because remember we have a great
Oh,
band, so first, second, K first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then we have a middle school.
That's
And
awesome.
so we want to rotate and recognize. I encourage you all to get on the website. They are supposed to be posted on our Facebook as well, so that folks can see that. And so I'd say go in and read their bio on why those teachers are nominating those kids for the student of the month.
That is nice.
Yeah, and
That's good.
I'm proud of myself because I learned how to do Canva and I learned how to make all the flyers. So now moving forward, if there's something you don't like, you can definitely take me to task on that. I'm in charge of 90% of the flyers and the stuff that's actually getting
I
pushed.
love that,
like
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is actually, let's see, so this is December. Let's see here, where are my other kiddos? Oh yeah, that's right. So this was for December. Now we're going to be nominating for January. Student of the month for January for this week. Yeah, any questions on that? Just want to make sure we're good in recognizing our kiddos. Let's see here, our NWEA map scores. This was our big dive. Again, I'll open this up real quick if I can get to it. There we go. So this is how our students have been doing. This is the participation. So it looks like we had almost 100% participation with all of our students. We were missing one kindergartner that dropped that down to 80%. Just so you know, we try to get, I believe the state's requirement on some of these assessments are 90%. I think is what they want. It's a little bit like it's hard and it's easy at the same time when you're only dealing with 38 kids. Because in a big school, you know, a school of 700 kids, 3 kids miss, it doesn't really affect their numbers that bad. With us, the minute one kid goes down, it's there. You can see we're at 80%. That's one kid. And so it's really it can be easy and it can be hard. It's something that we're gonna have to figure out. But they actually did really well. We got almost 100% across the board, except for that one kindergartner that we didn't get, and that was a winter assessment that we needed to get capture that person. Okay, and so if you can see up there, let's see. This one is top one is reading, middle one is math. And then for science, because the science only tests 2nd grade through 8th grade, we got 100% participation across the board. Now, as far as our scores, these are according to proficiency, and we'll look at growth levels here in a bit. This was the fall assessment. So when we assess them, this is what they're coming in as, right? And I wanna kind of keep in mind we didn't have the accurate data. This is something the PEC took us to task on when I joined because the folks that were running the school at the time, the administration, ended up not giving a beginning of the year assessment in alignment with your contract. And that's what they were super upset about because we make a contract as a school and say, this is what we're gonna do. We made the rules. And then we didn't follow our own rules.
And then we did the wrong test or whatever.
They did the wrong test and we can't use that data because it doesn't correspond, it doesn't relate.
with
Exactly. And so the first thing that I did when I got there was I said, do middle of the year and I'll just tell them, I'm very, very sorry. I didn't have any control over that. So we had middle of the year, which ended up becoming our base year data. And then we had our end of the year, which was our end of the year. So we only had one snapshot. Matter of fact, we're on option 2 for reporting our data to the state. And they had to make a custom dashboard for us to report in because we didn't have accurate data. And I'm not gonna lie, it was bad. So one thing I want the board to consider, something that I bring up whenever we start talking about my evaluation. When I first landed here, I didn't know what was wrong. I had to have time to observe. I can hear things all day long, but until I see them, right? As you can talk to me, Greg can talk to me about, hey, this is what's wrong with the budget, but until I actually see that in the reports, then that becomes something that I have to really take into consideration. Same thing with the classroom, which is even more difficult. Teachers can tell me that they're teaching all day long, but unless I get in that classroom and I look at this data, I don't have the big picture. So when I jumped in, my what I was trying to do is look at all the stuff that was out of compliance. We didn't have the safe school plan, we didn't have the dash plan, we didn't have a 90-day plan. We didn't like you go down the list, and some of these things hadn't been done for a couple of years. And some of them, most of them I had to start from scratch. And so what I'm basically saying is as far as instruction, I didn't change a lot and I didn't feel like it was appropriate, not just because I didn't know what was wrong, but coming in halfway through a school year, it's better to finish what you start, even if it's not that good, than to just throw everything out the window. Because then I've seen it where the data just completely goes down, right? Because it's a new program and it takes time for people to learn. So the minute May hit, we looked at June, and the first instructional decision that I made was doing a summer reading program. That was the first thing. Then as we moved into the new school year, this school year, I made some changes with curriculum. So we made sure that we were implementing and bringing in our core knowledge, our amplified curriculum. We, instead of just relying on IXL for interventions and remediations and supports, we also ordered the workbooks. And then we also brought in that summer reading program and tried to implement that more in the program because we felt like that was really good. Math will be this coming school year that we want to look at school wide to see what the new curriculum would be. And then as far as science, science really isn't emphasized in elementary. I want to take that endeavor. Again, I'm a former science teacher, STEM guy. That's what I was known for. And I took people in schools to task for not teaching kids science at a young age.
And Mark Rober teaches them from little,
Yep.
all of elementary school. And if you don't know who Mark Rober is, ask a 5-year-old, 10-year-old kid. They know who Mark Rober
Yeah,
is, right?
absolutely. And he's got all kinds of videos on YouTube.
Yes.
My dog. Again, these are folks that I mean, even if it's Bill Nye, that's probably as far as they would get as a Bill Nye. Maybe they grow a plant or two. So I really want to start implementing more science coming next school year. It's going to be heavily focused on math and science on elementary and middle school. Now, the one decision we did make with the middle school because it was offered to us was we're one of 7 schools in the entire state that's piloting the Indigenous science curriculum. So that's only for middle school right now. And again, one of 7 that's piloting this new program, and I think we're going to continue our relationship. And that's brought to us by the Lima Foundation of Los Alamos National Labs. So when you look at these scores, this would be an accurate snapshot of where the kids started at the beginning of the year, which I think is better because they have the reading, right? So we're looking at the reading. I think these scores are telling the story of starting from the summer, not just the beginning of the year, and all the way to the middle of the year. And then keep in consideration when you look at that 4th and 5th grade, those were a combined class. 100% of those kiddos, when they were tested at the beginning, they were at beginning steps.
Like
Right.
kindergarten.
So even if those kids attended the summer program, they had what they call a summer slide. Something didn't click there. Middle school did. I think that reading program actually did pretty decent for giving us a good start, right? But we have to show the PECR story of did they grow? So just keep that in mind. What I'm trying to tell folks and trying to get some teachers to understand is the big point now is May. We have till May so that they can look at the larger part of the story. So for me, when I look at this one with regards to reading and math, if it's low, great. That means we can take them from the bottom, and the only way is up. You know?
Well, remember, same with the 2nd, 3rd, they didn't get do anything, 4th, 5th, all of those grades, and those are really crucial grades, you know? So remember when I was asking back last year about a reading program where you have a sign-off sheet with the parents, like if their kids read, even if they're small books or whatever for their grade level, if they read a book like, I don't know, 2 books a week or something like that, or so some kind of number that we have that we could all go to the Isotopes game.
Mhm.
And our school can actually like throw out the first pitch at the game, because the Isotope games are starting here in March and stuff, and we can get that connection. So I want to make sure to take the kids out there and say that, look, and then they'd announce all these kids were did so well in their reading, you know, well, by themselves. Remember we used to have the SSR back in school, the
Yeah.
silent sustained reading or whatever. So I mean, it's like they went home, they read with their parents, they read like X amount of number of books, so that's why they're here at the game throwing out the first pitch or whatever.
Yeah, if you got an in for the first pitch, David can help, right?
Yeah.
As much as I'm an athlete, baseball was the one sport that I was not good at, and my son is really obsessed with baseball right now. So I'm like, good luck, dude. Basketball all day, football I'm good with, track and field all day, but yeah.
My brother was a co-ed coach, and I said, "You always put me in right field. I heard that. You
Yeah.
always put bad players in right field." He
Mhm.
goes, "Get a clue, Margie." So
I had
I
a friend on my baseball team that called me Ferdinand, the bull that sits out there smelling the flowers. Because I played left field, and they'd tell me, "Look alive, Joe Dan," because I'd be sitting in the grass with the blades of grass doing the whistle, and then nobody ever hit the ball out there. I thought
right field picky poorly played.
that's so. Here's our comparative. As you can see, middle school made some gains already from the big things that we've done in our programming. And this is, I want to say, all I did was make the choice. It's the teachers who do the buy-in and the teachers that are doing the groundwork. So with due respect to middle school, that's Bernadette. That's Bernadette's hard work in there with making sure she's getting them what they need. That's our support systems with Kira supporting our intervention and understanding how we have to run that. That's Mr. Harold, also, part of that story. But Miss Bernadette is the teacher of record in that middle school. So as you can see, when we look at our total we didn't have anybody that was in advanced. Now we have somebody that's in advanced. And if you can see on our proficiency, we went from 4% to 19%. And if you can see our nearing proficiency, we had 7%. It's still about relative, but I think some of these folks, if you look at the beginning steps, we have less people in the beginning steps. We're moving. And we can see the same kind of story happening within our eighth grade, within our seventh grade, and within our sixth grade. And our sixth grade is the big one. Because our sixth grade, we have 33%. I didn't do the breakdown by student because there's only about 4 kids per class, but we can assume there's one, right? 33, 33. There's about one, there's one kid in there that scored advanced now that wasn't in there.
So,
Uh,
so for like grades second through fourth, even though they're not at proficiency yet, did
Did they grow?
grow? Cause you could put that in
Yeah.
the, cause
And that's
sometimes
down.
they're so low that they actually grew like 100% cause they doubled it, but they're still not.
And that's the story.
That's
and-
what you could write in the.
This is exciting. That's why when I show math, it's going to be the same thing. I'm not going to spend as much time. Me as an individual that's worked with high at risk kiddos that have already traditionally come in low, I don't really look at proficiency levels. It's fun,
Yeah, you could.
but I look at growth, and that's where I always say that's where the sausage is made, right? That's where the most important thing is for me. Yes, we want kids reaching proficiency. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not focused on that when kids are coming to me 3 and 4 grade levels behind. And so to Angie's point, absolutely. So you'll see the growth levels down below. But this does tell me that within this third, fourth grade, second, third, fourth grade, we've got some work to do as far as trying to get them. I don't want them in the beginning steps. We want them to start getting near proficiency. So when we see this coming in May, we want to start seeing kids in these areas right here. We want more nearing proficiencies. Okay, just to make it as easy as possible.
When you talk about all those averages, and it's good to hear that everybody's making progress and stuff, but when you talk about that middle average, do the teachers, do they understand what needs to be done? What kind of approach do we do?
That's a great question, and that's where I step in, right? Which is I'm starting to get into the classrooms more. Remember last year when I started this time around, I was walled up in the office just typing away.
Yeah.
The nice thing is this year it's not compliancy stuff, it's grants.
Yeah.
I'm locking myself up and I'm trying to do grants, which I'll talk
But you
about.
got like a tutoring grant that
Yeah.
helps so that.
Yeah, so there's tutoring in class, there's again the after school programs, but we need to do a better job of teacher training. I knew that right when I got there, but now we're getting options. Matter of fact, tomorrow our teachers are going to be receiving specialized training from University of New Mexico Autism Department because we do have an individual, a kiddo at our school that's autistic. And again, my philosophy, I don't care if it's one, it's worth it. And they're good practices. And so every teacher, regardless of if they have that kid in class or not, is going to be going through this training. And they're going to be
That's
learning good
great.
practices for that. And then other opportunities. It is a state requirement for them to receive a certain amount of PD, but we want it to be meaningful PD and impactful PD that they can, apply right into the classroom.
And I believe that might be funded by TIFT.
Yes, and I think I've got some ideas which I'll talk to business about. So we can send our teachers out and maybe get a little bit more hands-on PD. This is math, so we're starting to see the same story. Again, you're starting to see the fluctuation. More kiddos getting into the proficiency level, which is pretty impressive. But again, there's a little bit of stagnation in that second and third grade, right? Again, it doesn't mean to Angie's point, it doesn't mean they're not growing. If a kid's coming in so low, we've got, and you can see the story right there. Kindergarten, they're coming in really not even at
They did
kindergarten
all
level.
their test scores, but they're still below.
Yeah, we've got kids that are not, and when we talk about proficiency, we're talking about are they at level? We've got kids that are coming in kindergarten, first grade. They're not at kindergarten, first grade level.
That's what I mean about like the parents have to help.
Exactly.
They have to read at home with their parents. So send them a book, make a game out of it, try it.
Yeah.
Like the parents have to read at home with them.
Yeah,
That's the only way.
They're the
You
biggest
can't
part.
24/7 in your classroom because you gotta learn other things.
yeah.
But you could do a reading period and a math period of science, but at home, you read at home at night with your parents. That's how it goes.
And we talked about in the PTA
Yeah.
stuff, which I have in the report. We'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, Jolden, are you aware that you know, the Head Start program, the pre-K
Yes,
program is nothing but co-op speaking, and that's.
I was not aware of that.
Yes, that's that
That's
land,
where
that
the
so
kindergartens aren't, you know.
they don't know how to read and they come in
They're
from
not
town.
introduced to nothing of the curriculum that's gonna be needed.
That's-
So I
That's
think
why
that's
we need
why
to talk to
they're
the
not
parents.
On the graph at all.
Yeah, so it is, it's even more critical for
And
our.
not just, it doesn't, affect us, but all the other schools too, because that, all the students just, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly. And LaDonna, go make sure you order something to drink and
Oh.
something to drink before, I think they close at 6, so I'm gonna try to get to. So here's our science, same story, we're seeing the needle move. But keep in mind, second and third grade and fourth grade, I'm taking that lightly, they're not getting science instruction. So when I talk to this, and they're not looking really at this for science, their big thing is can they do math and can they read? And I've gotten in arguments, I don't want to shoot myself too much in the foot here. But when I first started teaching, about my third, fourth year, I had some big wig that was getting paid a lot of money with the school I was with, and he said, if they can't read and they can't do math and they can't do science. And I looked at him and I said, challenge accepted. Well, what's math? What's math? And I flipped it. I said, here's the deal: if they can't do science, then they can't do math and they can't read. So by teaching them science content, I taught them how to read, and I also taught them how to do math. And my track record went to 3.5, almost grade levels of growth in the next few years for my kids. So I was also helping, being a part of my story for my math teacher and my reading teacher. Right? They weren't teaching science. Right? That was what I said. You didn't help me, but I helped you, and I'm glad I did. Right? So I stick with that. They won't look at that as much. Here's our growth. This is probably the most important graph. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. This is the last one. So this is what we look at from fall to winter. And this is where we're starting to see. So again, kindergarten in math, we had half of them grew. 50% of them had some form of growth, and it's a positive growth. They started at 0. There was nothing. Which again, that tells us they're not coming in even at the kindergarten level. First grade, out of that small little group, we had a 20%, we got a 40% increase, and this is just math and reading. Then we get into science, and you can see it starts to stagnate a little bit. The growth is about the same. So this second grade and this third grade, these are our targets now. Kinder through third grade, moving into next school year, actually for the rest of the school year, and going into the next school year, this is where our focus needs to be. Which goes with what we've already known. We gotta start them young. We have to have the support for these kids.
Third grade has always been a crucial year in my book, and I always said if we had the numbers, we should have third grade by itself.
Yeah.
Not with second, third grade by itself, that's such a crucial
And
year.
I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna be working spring budget when we look at calendar and schedules. I'm gonna actually have probably 3 or 4 different drafts of schedules and calendars to. We'll take it to the PTA, we'll put it out for the community to have input. We're gonna do that sooner than later. Because I'd like to have all the back end work done, so that then we can bring it over to business.
Yeah, we can work on the budget now if you want, it's just, we would, when we get your amount, we would plug it in and see if it fits.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can start.
So, and yeah, look, I know we're limited, sort of, we'll talk about it in a second, but still means, we should dream big. And like I told the teachers last year, put it on the paper. If I can't make it happen, then I can't make it happen, but this shouldn't stop us from trying, okay? Fourth and fifth grade, for my own selfish purposes, I want to highlight this because this is the previous teacher, and she gave us a good start. And my goal is now me and Bernadette are taking over. Bernadette's doing reading and language arts. I've taken over math, and I'm also slipping some science in there. Come on, I have to. And the kids are excited because they really didn't get a lot of science content. They will learn more math and reading through the way that I present that. So this is not terrible by any means. This is really good. But what this does is this is a really good start. Okay, again, 75% across the board. This one in math, this was the one that I was worried about because only half of them are meeting the growth. My goal is to show them that within these ranges, 100% of our kids are going to reach growth. Okay, and then here's our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. You can see this isn't bad as well. This one is this 8th grade is something. This might be the way that we're delivering that curriculum that might not be at their grade level. I won't know until we actually get to the end, But I can tell you that I've gone in and talked to our middle schoolers, and a lot of these eighth graders for science have told us we really didn't have great instruction last year. And it was from a licensed educator who's got a PhD. But you can't just zoom through lessons. The kids will tell you that are with me right now, we've been on distributive property for math since we started the school years, this January. We're not moving until I feel that they're starting to understand concepts. And look, I get it, science can be fun, we do these experiments and all of a sudden we move on. It's about getting the skills and the content, and you gotta take your time with some of this stuff. Okay, so that's kind of our story. This isn't bad at all. I think the PEC is gonna be really surprised when we get to the end of the school year. I think we're gonna see a lot of growth, and I think we're gonna see some proficiency levels or nearing proficiencies, and this is gonna be the data that we share with them. We're gonna add a couple components at the end. So all in all, it's good. Are there any questions with the data? Very good. Again, I'm gonna try to make sure we get through some of this stuff. It's kind of repeat basketball. There's a couple of games that have been canceled through the last few weeks. Some of it is due to cultural activities that are going on. So like this Friday, we had to cancel a game because Zia called and said, "Hey, we're doing some stuff on the Pueblo. You want to be respectful." We'll try to reschedule those if we can. The hard thing is we're gonna be slipping from March into April, and that's track and field season. There's not a lot of opportunities for us as middle school to compete in track and
I'll
field.
say we never did track and field. I'll tell
And
you
it's
that.
hard. So I know even coach, our athletic director is a little frustrated because first off, we didn't have anybody that would take that on. I said, I'll coach them as long as it's only like 3 track meets. Because I mean, I've taken on. Yeah, and so what I told him was I challenge you to give me 3, and he came back and he said the ones that we could probably qualify are kind of too far, and it's not really worth our time. I got to be honest with it. It's not Santa Rosa, was it Cloudcroft or something like that. I said I'm not gonna make parents drive all the way down there just for somebody to go and run a 100-meter dash, and then we're done and we turn around and drive back home.
Yeah.
I'm realistic with it too. So what he's trying to do is get us in with just the 2 meets that are at the Jemez Valley.
Yeah.
Which are just down the road.
Yeah.
And I'm also excited too. Like I said, I'm a former track athlete and I had scholarships and
Middle schools in Rancho.
they
ARDC.
there are, yeah. And they're huge now.
Have you tried with the charter league?
I asked Coach, yeah, I asked Coach to reach out on those two, and he's looking into that. Charter League doesn't usually do track and field.
I think the APIL does, cause I was a coach for my kid's school, but it's weird, there's one charter in there, cause my kids went to a charter, but it's like the private schools.
Yeah, he's reaching out, and our athletic director is a good networker. You know, he was not just previously employed at Turquoise Trail, but he was just down the road at Manal. And he coached there right when he came back. So he's got the same kind of networks, and he's got some folks at the NMAA looking to see what's best for a school like us. The reality of it too is like we kind of pulled the kiddos, and we have 3 kids.
It's hard to do it cause you need 4 for a relay.
Yeah.
And track and field is a lot of relay.
And we have 3 kids
Yeah.
that they might be interested in track and
Will
field.
the 8th graders be able to join with the?
Yes.
Again?
Yeah. But what ends, so I think the girls will probably end up having the better opportunity. The boys that really want to do it, baseball season starts. And they've already committed to playing baseball with Walatoa. So, but yeah, coach is all about making sure they have the opportunity, and I get it. I had somebody that was concerned that said, I don't want them playing with those kids. I said, that's how I got my start. I'm one of the only students. I don't want to say one of the only. We're one of maybe 3 or 4 now. At the time, I was the second one that actually did 5 years, lettered 5 years in varsity sports. Yeah, it's Roy, they need kids. So they moved us up as 8th graders. So I lettered 5 years in basketball and track and field. So it's a good opportunity, we want to give them that.
Is off the subject a little bit, but I heard that the immersion school wanted to play sports with us.
Yeah.
What did you say about that?
We have to get information from them that they have not gotten back to us about.
I would say yeah.
So, look, we're in the best interest of kids.
That's true, but as much as they push on that immersion school about they have to speak TOA 24/7, the coach doesn't speak to us, so sorry you can't play with us, sorry. That's just the way it
Well,
goes.
yeah, but I don't, the thing is that the real barriers.
That's how they get
Yeah.
mad at us for talking to them in English and not
Sure, I get it.
so.
The real barriers for them isn't really that. The real barriers are they have to have a up-to-date physical. We need parents' names, contacts, and we need insurance information
Yeah,
from the
so
club.
make sure they have insurance,
Yeah.
because the schools that are big districts that are. Backed by PD have insurance for the kids,
Sure.
I don't know about the one that's not really credentialed.
Yeah.
So that was where I kind of.
Because they could try and sue you guys if
Yeah,
the kid gets.
well,
hurt.
it's a catch-24 because we need players. So like we can't really afford, we wanted to have two separate teams and we finally barely got skate by with it. But this is why we didn't have a junior high team. We need players. And it's a tough situation, but if we're gonna do what's right for our kids, we need their kids.
Because
Now, the roadblock for them is the insurance.
Yeah.
I've sent them an email and I said we would be more than happy. It's 3 kids that wanna come in. I said we'd be more than happy to take them. Here's the information we need. They haven't gotten back to us. I'm gonna be honest with you, this far
Just
into the
wanna do it,
season.
can't get insurance.
Oh yeah, no, we're not.
Yeah, cause
I was-
one kid breaks their arm and then you're.
Well, that's-
Gonna try and.
If you want, if you'd like, I can show you the email that I sent them.
Yeah, our insurance only covers our students,
Exactly.
period,
Yeah.
nobody else.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and that's what I said in that's what's in, I can pull up the email if you guys want to.
Yeah, just real quick.
Especially the something physicals that can be a problem.
Well, they can't play without a physical, so.
Yeah.
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 And keep in mind, I also was athletic director at Turquoise Trail for the instrumental League Scout there, so it was the same, it was no different than.
That's great.
When kids came from us from another school, you know, when they would go to the district school, district would call and say, do they have a physical? And I'm like, it's not on file, you go take it up with them.
They don't
get
have a
the
big physical. Yeah.
Let's see, enrollment, we're still in a little bind with enrollment, needing more students. We're gonna start doing that grassroots effort. I already talked to David about getting some flyers out and going door to door a couple of times from here until May, meeting people. If I go by myself, again, they're gonna turn the light off and hide in the back. And I get it. I'm still a stranger to folks. But if I show up with David or I show up with North Bear or you know somebody that's from the community, they're more than likely to at least say hi and give us a little bit of time. So want to be strategic with that. And then North Bear, I'd like to talk about any opportunities that we might be able to do for events that you all have where we can kind of showcase San Diego Riverside and you know not pushing people but just making sure they understand school choice and that they have another choice here.
Yeah, definitely. You guys, we always try to give priority to the schools for the gym. So if you guys need the gym for anything, just let me know. We'll
Yeah,
schedule it in.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see here. And then we had one new student enroll. And then we also have one new student that came in that same day. This has been about 2 weeks ago, and they got enrollment papers, but I haven't seen them since. So I'm hoping that they show up. I know the grandma said that they were trying to bring him from another state, and that she did tell me that it might not be this week or next week, but that the goal was to get him here. Unfortunately, we can't count them for funding right now because it's already done. But once we get them here and we count them for next year for 40th day, we can start bringing in the funding for them. So I would really think realistically, again, I think our enrollment, if we can get it between 60 and 70, we will be cherry. I think we will be cherry with what we're trying to accomplish.
While you're still on that subject, we should plan a date us three can go there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just meet next week
Somewhere.
and we can go maybe North Bear. Maybe we can come visit you up at the gym and just look at the calendar and see if there's some opportunity to go through the community in the next few weeks sometime.
Yes, definitely.
Cool. Awesome. Appreciate that.
So where are you gonna go, sweet?
Go to the village.
Gonna go grassroots effort and try to talk to families and recruit kids
Oh,
to
that would be
our school.
knock on doors, that would
Yeah.
be. Okay, good. I mean, if they need a gift card or something, to give to the family, if they sign up, you know, like you have your signing bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a signing bonus gift card.
Let's see here. So we have the state capitol visit. I went last week to the state capitol. I was there on the 4th and I was doing I was doing some policy work with some folks. Unfortunately, I went on a day where our legislators were, I use this lightly, busy. Because one of them even told me, I said, "Hey, I'm here to talk to Representative so and so," and they were like, "She's not here," and she literally walked out. And I go, "Don't worry about it. There she is." And then I said, "Hey, can I walk with you and talk to you about some things?" And she was like, "I'm actually heading to another committee hearing meeting, and sorry, leave my information with my secretary." So
Sad.
I did try to get up and talk to Senator Shendo. Same thing, busy. But we did some good policy advocacy. The group that did stuff later in the week, so I do that through Teach Plus. They were still speaking on good bills that aren't just on behalf of our school. It's just good bills for all kids. So I just wanted to give you a quick report on that. I was able to meet with Secretary Padilla face to face, and so there was my director with Teach Plus, the assistant director, and another teacher, and myself. So there's four of us. You can get on Facebook. She even did a photo op, and she was great. We had some concerns. She stepped out of a meeting and she was heading to another hearing, and she took about 15 minutes of her lunchtime to really address us and talk about some of the concerns. And look, she, even though the buck stops with her, there's a lot of things that are moving that aren't going to be within her control. All she can do is support and tell those folks these are good bills and this is going to help education. So our biggest concern is there's like a $38 million pitfall. There's a deficit because of what happened in Gallup McKinley.
They
Schools.
want to take back money from everyone to help fund it.
No.
But I don't know who's there.
Well, I'm gonna retire from the BIA and run for office, so then I'll make sure to
I don't think it's fair.
Outside of always.
Help fund.
Yeah.
One.
I did so MLSS, that's the multi-layer student success. I did the dumb thing of registering for another thing that I don't have time for, and I got accepted into the cohort. No, not at all. I got accepted into their cohort. This is for the benefit of the kids, because in the event that we don't have the support staff that we have moving into next year, which is JMP that's taking this on right now, then
What
I'd
is
be the
JMP?
person. So that's the Jennifer Pena's JMP Academy, which is helping us with the special education department, and that includes MLSS and SAP process student assistance team.
Just make sure that everybody knows about it, yeah.
So I'm taking the training so that I can help better support our teachers, but also it's a state requirement, and that's kind of new to me as a principal. I didn't have anything really to do with it. They had somebody at Turquoise Trail that specifically was the liaison, and we don't have the luxury of doing that. And I get it. All of our teachers are their hands are tied right now. I need them in the classroom.
But
I
you
need
wear too many
teaching.
hats yourself, so that's hard.
It is, but we just got to do what we got to do. Like my granddad said, you got to buck up and figure it out. So I'm in a community of practice. It's going to end in May, and I have to be. I'm mad about this. So I have to be in Deming on the second Wednesday for their end of year, whatever. So it's okay. I have a lot of support, a lot of folks that I know in there. I was there last Friday here at the Bernifico, doing an all-day training with them and getting everything done. So I got accepted into that, and grants. This is a good one here. So CLSD grant, this is to help sustain some more efforts within our reading program.
CLS.
I don't even know what it is. It's the
See something.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Literacy.
Well, it's funny because here,
CLS.
so CLSD, it's funny because they don't even actually put it down most of the time in here.
See, then that's good.
Yeah, it's all literacy. I filled all this stuff out. It took me a while. I was actually in this MLSS cohort with three other people sitting next to me finishing their grant. So it was nice because I actually happened to be
Yeah.
with other people doing the same thing, even though we were supposed to be doing it. And it was like, okay, hey, what did you put? So I was with Santa Fe Public Schools, and then I was with was it Roswell Independent
Put
Schools.
it all together. You got the grant?
We don't know yet. So this will be released pretty fairly soon. I think within let's see here. Awards announced March 6th.
Right.
Um,
It's 2 weeks away.
So that one's on there. I got that one done. Food security bridge, they offered us a minimum of $10,000 for this. This is just essentially to, for them to fund us to purchase extra stuff to give to kids, and they're like basically grocery bags or
You mean
boxes.
like for weekends?
For weekends and for after school. Now, I think, what did we say we wrote this for?
After school
You
is
said that you wanted it.
Was it 58,000?
56, cause you said you
56.
wanted to bring it home like Wednesday and Friday, so.
Yeah.
If they had it from like
midweek.
Monday and Wednesday.
Yes.
Monday and Wednesday, okay, Monday.
So yeah, essentially what we're gonna do is I figured $70 for kids. The average for groceries in New Mexico for a household of 4 is $1,300 a month. For groceries, okay? And I went and did all the research on this. And I said, oh my God. And my household, we're under that. But we also
You don't
sustain
have
our,
teenagers yet.
and we also sustain our own,
A lot, yeah.
and we also sustain our own beef. So
Yeah.
you know, that's a big chunk out of stuff. So I figured about $70 per kid per week.
Okay,
And
let's do Monday, Thursday, and the reason why is because Thursday is closer to the weekend. yeah,
we can work the law. I think they'll give us the
We were just
flexibility.
thinking twice a week.
Because if I did a Monday, then it would sustain them all the way until a Wednesday or a Thursday. and
Not
then
what
they
you
get
were
them.
talking about the other night. too.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
So I submitted, the minimum that we might receive is 10,000, but we asked for 56,000. This
It
would
didn't say
actually.
that there was a cap, so I think
Oh,
you're
that's
fine with
beautiful.
that.
And I was not trying to ask for so much that I'd be like, this guy's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
They might give us more, we might all get
Yeah.
10.
And we
Yeah.
use it for, like you said, after school program feeding for the.
So it has to go home to them. We can't use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't use it at all. It's basically them, we're just the middle people.
Well, guess what? That's a good draw for us people to come to our
Yes,
school, right?
Exactly.
That's
So
a
this
big
is a
draw.
recruitment for
I
us.
recruit, yes, because we have 44 kids and this is how much money they're getting
Yeah.
to take home twice a week for groceries.
Yeah.
Guess what, folks? People are gonna start lining up
PTA.
for school, right?
PTA will be helping with this.
We need
Student,
PTA people, right?
we already did. We had our first meeting.
When was that? That's
It's on the report. Hang on, it's on the report. I'll get to this. Hey, that's why you guys give me the report. I don't have to report everything every single day of every week. We get to the end. Because if I did, I'd be exhausted reporting.
It's like almost everything. We had that same for 6 years, that PTA.
And it wasn't an official group either.
Yeah, we are.
I could bring gift cards for like people who show up. We could do drawings.
Yeah.
Gas cards and stuff, yeah.
So let's see here, Indian Education Fund competitive grant. We just got this done today and we submitted it. We're asking to help supplement with some salaries and programs for TOE language. And I think we're asking for about 84,000. We went big on that one. I love it because I have a second guesser.
Is it for after school program?
No.
It's for in school.
In-house?
Yeah.
So that fund, if we get it, would be nice, because we're just going to use what we already had on operational and take the money out of operational to that grant.
This is another draw. Those people who send their kids to the emerging schools because they want them to learn TOA because they're not teaching it at home, basically, is what that is. If we have that in school, like the cultural piece, that's what our charter is based on. Culture and traditions and all that, and TOA language, then we also use some money for after school program for TOA. There's the draw again.
And we
don't
do
have
have
to-
an after school TOA
Yeah.
program.
And that's what we need to keep and use that money for that. There's another draw. We don't have to speak TOA 24/7 because we don't know how to say calculus and TOA.
And you don't have to speak it 24/7 to
TOA.
become fluent in it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of where we're coming at. So those are the big things. The February family event, I'm pushing to do some form of family event sometime the week of the 23rd and the 27th. I'm officially, I shouldn't say that, I guess they aren't on here. I'm officially also going to be taking over student council. Don't ask, don't get mad. It's for the betterment of the school. We have to get things moving, and I've never been one to sit and wait for people to get things done. I was a student council leader for 8 years.
Tell us you need help. We can help you.
I feel like I'm good. And Jazz was one of the sponsors. The other sponsor is just overwhelmed. She's taking classes. Today I met with our student council president, and I could see that there was just a little bit of they were disheartened because they feel kind of left high and dry, and they didn't have a meeting really in June and or in January. And so I asked her how she would feel if I took over as sponsor, and she was really excited. And I said, tomorrow we're gonna have a meeting. I'll bring in an agenda, and we'll start to try to have a.
Parties too, though, because it's a Valentine's party.
And we have an event tomorrow. We have a fun run walk. That's gonna be happening from 10:30. And then after that, yes, starts at, so same thing as the turkey trot. Yeah, and then today we had the NRD, Natural Resource Department come in. They, I have pictures that we, Mariana. Mariana, she came in and she made heartgrams with seeds that they can plant. So it was really cool, and I've got pictures. We'll post them on our Facebook, so you guys can see that. And let's,
It was the Forest Service that came, right?
yes, Forest Service came last week, yeah,
What was-
From
or 2 weeks ago.
USA.
Photos of when
I hope you have, yeah. Did
and
Smokey
you
Bear
post them
come?
on the social media. Okay.
Did Smokey Bear come?
No.
Do you want Smokey Bear come?
I love Smokey Bear. Don't tell my best friend that he hates him.
I got them.
Yeah, send 'em.
I got the firefighters right here at this building.
Oh yeah,
Their
send them.
building is right in the back.
We're gonna
Tell me
start a
when you
new
want it.
we're gonna start a really good collaboration with NRD, and it's funny because all my best friends work for NRCS, so the same grants that they get funneled through us. And I met with her yesterday about a grant that I sent them that we couldn't apply for local farmers and ranchers. And so what I'm asking her to do is reach out to somebody locally to help us start a beekeeping program, a pollinator program, and we can put those nukes at the back. Our neighbors next door have already just set up some bees, and yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity for us. And I'll come back to the greenhouse here in a bit. Getting back to this, I'm having regular meetings with the Hemes Department of Education, their new assistant director.
Tell us who it is.
And that's gonna be good. So that's Andreana Thomas,
Where's he
and
from?
here. I've worked with her in the past. She worked for Siembra Leadership with Jackie Baldwin. And so you guys are familiar with her too. She's it's one of those that you're here long enough, you get to know everyone, right? She's great. She's a former athlete. She's from New York, and she's been very responsive and honest and open about what we're doing. There's one issue that we're trying to work past, and that was the storage containers that they put on our facility. But we'll talk about that here in a second. But just know I'm meeting with her regularly. And again, our biggest focus is we understand when we come to the table, we're in the best interest of kids. And we understand that there's certain things that their program and that our program is in conflict with, but it's not a personal thing, it's a professional thing. And I really enjoy working with her because she's very responsive. And what took the last director, I love her too, no issue, but the last director couldn't get some of these paperwork signed, and I got one signed so far that from Kevin Chendo that I needed, and now I need a couple more, which Margie, remind me before you leave, I need signatures on a couple things, okay? The lease and lease reimbursement. Let's go ahead and get the big news out.
Are you guys ready for this?
So let's get in here and let's just I even titled this check. There you go. There's a check for $136,679. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, it won't let me.
3 years of the tribe not paying the school, and remember what we said last time, people fill up every receipt that we picked something at that building. We got the money.
So big thank you to our governors and Danielle over at the realty office. She got, I sent, if you want to see the email that I sent them, I'm more than happy to share that. I think that might be more than appropriate.
Like everything for I was there when the check was delivered.
Oh.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, Jordan, well, when you got the check, it's very exciting.
Oh, let's see if I can even find it now. Oh, how does she spells her name differently. I gotta look at the thing on here. Is it?
Just like Toya.
but then John, everybody who's in Toya, Norma, everybody will show up. It's okay. I know I sent it. What's that?
DANIESCIE.
Uh-oh. Hey, let's try this.
Yeah, I think Joe Dan called me right when they got the check, and I was like,
Just a little bit to you, right?
Oh, I think this is it. Yes.
Okay.
So this is kind of how it started, like, hey, we're gonna have our business office. There's another email in here. She was requesting some stuff. And then Angie sent all the numbers and then I sent them this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the bullet, or is it all bullet points? Is that what you?
Yeah, it's all bullet point. For the sake of time, I can send this out to folks. I know,
To read that.
these were the folks. This, Angie was in this, but this was just giving them some information and letting them know, like, here's our original lease. Like, hey, we require portables. Like I put, and I had more. There was some more stuff, and I let her know, like, I'm still trying to think. She said, hey, this is what I was more upset about. I've also alerted Mr. Shinto with the immersion program and asked to discuss this. So we're waiting for another larger meeting about the property, but just, essentially they're recognizing that they are trespassing. And in good faith, we want to play this the right way. Again, we're in the best interest of kids. Kicking them out right now will disrupt the kids program. We don't want that. We want to make sure we keep a positive image of our community.
So we'll
If
kick them out in May.
If Mr. Shendo decides he wants to pull programs from us, we won't pull programs from them because that's playing the same game. We basically tell the community, look, I thought he was in it for kids. I thought he was in the best interest. We are, so why wouldn't people want to come with us?
They always say, he goes low, we go high.
Exactly.
That's what we're gonna stay positive and stay in focus of the kids, and that's.
So what was 3 years in the making, we're back on track with that. That was a big thing for us.
Did they give us the whole?
no, they pulled it out.
They pulled, yeah.
It's up to their.
Because it's about 135, so I think they did the whatever.
Cause remember I told you that they only would get 3%, we would get the rest, and that 3% was their processing fee, we would
Yeah.
get the rest, always.
I can check the numbers and see if that was.
Make sure they.
I think you gave, I think what you gave them, I think they actually, I'll go back and look at it too.
Okay. They kept saying they didn't know how much we paid them, so I just got all of our award letters, all of the checks we sent them. With the back, like all of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna fly through these. These are simple. Charter renewal. We're gonna be going through the process. Just a reminder, that's gonna be rotating. I think we're up for renewal either in October or November. So we're looking to get this stuff done as quickly as possible. We are guaranteed all of next school year at the very least, just so you know. But we want to get a 5-year charter. But I think realistically, it's going to be a 3-year charter with some certain conditions. I think that's fair. We have our charter school division site visit, which is regular for the March 19th. Board members, mark that because we are going to need, I think they have 2 or 3. We can't meet a quorum, but we usually need 2 or 3 board members that they'll be going to talk with. And then they'll schedule.
Post, as long as you post something on the front of your door saying that there might be a quorum.
Oh, yeah, and we have to post it on the website. Yeah.
Because all
Just
three of
because
us could
three
share this one.
But they're.
You have 6, there's 4, that's a farm, so all 3 of us.
But
could
they'll
be
they'll
there.
decide how many they want, so that's not up to me. Charter school division came in last year and they say we want 2 board members, and that's who they want.
Ask Dan, but I'm pretty sure you could just post something.
Yeah.
And said there, we might have a quorum, but we are not discussing any.
If they do,
Anything
but charter
is-
school division doesn't put the boards in risk like that. They usually want two, and then they also want parents and they want kids. They'll have their cohorts. Then they'll schedule the recharter meeting, which is similar to this, and it will be sometime in probably April or May where they come back again, and now they go through that same similar process to try to get the recharter. Okay, but mark that March 19th is what they have scheduled for us. And middle school is actually on a field trip that day, so I'm gonna reach out to Lucy and see if she needs to change it. That's up to her. New board members, you still have one position to fill if the board chooses to do that. And then we still want to get board members set up with Gmails. You should not be using your personal emails. It's just it's a business thing that we made a decision with a long time ago. So if you look at our website, a couple of things too. This is reminders. If you go over, and this is just for the board to know, right? Because like sending out the link and everything's out there. If you go to our website, you can access this Zoom link by either going to the governing council Zoom. If you click on that, it takes you straight to this that we're on. Okay. And then if you go to governing council, that's where all the materials are. And we need everybody's nice, lovely headshots. All right, look, we got David, we got LaDonna. So Margie, Patrick, Susan, and North Bear. Okay, cool. I'll get those to Jensen. He'll post those up for us. And then I'd like to expand it to where we can actually do a little bio for everybody. We also will be posting my mugshot somewhere on there with a bio, and then I'd like to put a spot for the teachers so that people know who our kids are working with. I think that's really important to have. So we're updating the website just so you guys know. Here's all those agendas. If you need to go back and look for other things, bylaws are here. Sunshine Portal, OMA. This is all requirements from the state and compliancy. And then of course here's our agenda for today. So if you ever like, I never received it and I don't know where it's at, it's always going to be here. These draft minutes will drop off. We are also going to be doing something with Epicenter. From what I understand, and I don't know, Angie, you probably haven't heard this yet, we're the only school that's going to be piloting a new reporting process through Epicenter, and that's to get board minutes and stuff.
Okay.
So they want to experiment with us, and of course, it's the charter school division that's in charter of us. They say, "Oh, sure, you're getting paid." Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's my principal's report. Lots of good news this time around, and I'm really, really happy that we got that check. That's a big game changer for us.
Yes.
And big shout out. I want to wait till the folks come in real quick. See Margie coming in. I know we're getting to the live wire. We got 8 minutes before they go. But I really want to give a big shout out to our no longer K-12 but Vertex team here with Greg and Angie for helping us lead the way on getting that check. Because
You introduced yourself to North Bear, you said Vertex, I'm like, I didn't.
so it's no longer K-12. They rebranded. Just a reminder, they're now Vertex. Okay, and I also want to I know I called Angie. I'm like, thanks for the flower. Thanks for the plant. She was like, you better call Greg. And then Greg said, oh yeah, sure. I don't know if it came from Greg or Rebecca Runyon. But my wife is laughing because I'm notorious for not being able to take care of plants. And I left it in that box for about a week. And I finally opened it yesterday when David was in there. Because he was like, I bet you it's our next door neighbors and it might be poisonous. So no, they're opening it like, is this some bad trick? Yeah, and then it's funny on the front of it, it says proud plant parent. And I'm like, oh yes, I'm so proud. But it is a beautiful plant. I'm more of a cactus guy because I can take care of the cactus. All right. The next announcement there, I'll leave it to our president to let us know when our next meeting is.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Joel Dan. Moving on to item number 8, announcements. Our next board meeting will be March 12th. March 12th.
Which is the second Thursday of March.
Yeah, 2026.
Do you know if you want to have that in person or you don't know yet?
I think we should do it in person again, you think? Okay, can you make it through, or where should we do it? Make sure we should do it for Leo.
Yeah, Martin.
Yeah, I like the intro because there's a lot of information. Sure.
Yeah.
I need to know the times I get there.
Yes, sir.
I'm flexible to come in too, as of that.
We can get it at the, there's a room at the Dion's in Bernalillo, if you guys wanna do it there.
What, at 6?
Well, whatever you guys think.
I just need to know the times so I can get there, but
I'm
I'm
at the will of the board.
I think 4:30 is good.
4:30?
4:30?
If it's good, if you guys don't mind.
5, how about 5?
Five is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
5, in person?
In person.
If anybody can make it, we can,
Well, get the menu like squared away and.
Yeah, you don't have to announce that now. We'll just need to make sure that.
We'll get past some of that.
Yeah.
I live on the east side, but Bernalillo isn't that far, like you just go on the freeway.
Maybe it's the northeast heights, so it's very easy.
We could tramway to get on. Yeah. I do tramway to I-20.
Berlin only like 20 minutes.
Or San Diego.
I still play soccer out there.
Yeah.
I know, they have an area, we used to meet out there.
I'm just.
I can get that, I can get a rest, and yeah, you wanna do it there? All right, good, all right, well, I'll make if you're ready, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting, are you ready for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Margie, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 5:55 PM.
Do I have, hey, here a second.
I second.
Okay,
Donna, tell us who seconded.
LaDonna has seconded the motion. Marty, do you agree?
I agree.
Patrick, do you agree?
I agree.
LaDonna,
Yes.
Mrs. David, I agree. Susan, not here. North Bear, do you agree?
I agree.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you for being here in person or on Zoom. We appreciate your time and thank you, Joanne and K-12 former, K-12. Thank you for all your hard work and your help for kids at the Riverside School.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good meeting, everybody.
The bumper.
Oh no, I'm a bear.